Hello, oh no respawns, hope you've had a fantastic week so far. We are back again with one of my Outpost videos, and this one is actually at Far Harbour, and it's at the National Park Campground, which is basically an area nearby one of the settlements of the one I think it's like the National Park main house, that one, I always forget what it's called. It's nearby that. So what I did with this one is, this is a little bit different, and the fact is that I've actually opened up the creation kit to slightly tweak this area a little bit. My reasoning is, as I said, these are meant to be kind of RP, what we'd be doing in Fallout 76, and quite simply in Fallout 76, it's almost certain that we're going to be able to scrap everything, because of the fact that effectively everything's going to be scrappable because it's going to be one giant settlement. You just have a certain build limit that you can build, kind of, you know, scrap and build within a certain area. So basically what I did is I opened the creation kit and just basically tidied it up a little bit. It's a really, really cool little area and really suited the settlement, but I had to kind of delete some ghouls that kept respawning, and there was some rubble that I couldn't actually scrap using the Scrap Everywhere mod for whatever reason. Or scrap that settlement, that's what it's called. Just for the record, if people want me to, someone mentioned that potentially might be of interest for you, it's because I know that I'm doing the mods, but for example, if you're, you know, a PC player and you've not used the creation kit at all, if you would be interested in me making kind of a really short video where I just kind of show you how to tidy an area, so say for example you just want to learn how to clean settlements yourself, let me know and I can make a short video on it. Because then with the creation kit, I know that for some people it's quite overwhelming, so like, and I'm, you know, often showing you, oh, you know, do this really complex thing or ostensibly complex thing, whereas that is super simple. You literally just open a file, go to the location, delete what you don't want, and save. You can even upload it as a mod if you like, but, you know, if you're playing on PC, you can just kind of, you know, you just literally just save, and then you go into your mod menu and you just activate it. But anyway, so the idea with this one is, because obviously in Fallout 76 we're gonna have loads of trees, because, you know, it's West Virginia, country roads, all that jazz. I kind of wanted to do something that really kind of looked like the area. That was the whole premise. That is why I spent about 2 hours in Far Harbour basically just trunching across the map with Hancock, trying to figure out where to build, and found this wonderful area. It's quite cool. This one is a little bit bigger than I was intending, though. As said, they will be broken up into 2 parts going forward. So this one is basically the whole, I wanted a set piece, and the set piece is this big ass tower. That is what I show you, and like with the last Outpost video, I'm going to be doing a live walk around tour as well. So there'll be this building part where I show you just this set piece, and then the live walk around tour in a wee bit. But basically, I just wanted to kind of make use of stuff I hadn't done before. So I've mentioned before how towers are sometimes a pain in the arse. Don't know if you remember back in 2015. Do you remember that back that far? And we built at Spectacle Island, and they built that absolutely massive tower that looks atrociously bad now. However, it did kind of give me a kind of insight into kind of like tower type structures and how sometimes it's really difficult to make them actually look decent, especially if you're just using the workshop and say not using the CK. So I kind of wanted to readdress that challenge, I guess. And also I hadn't used elevators in ages, so I thought, right, if I'm going to be living in this potentially dangerous area full of wildlife that can, you know, really tough geckos that can just tear out my face, I'd probably want to live up high, and obviously they can't use elevators. I hope not anyway, or, you know, you're a bit screwed. As you can see, I've wired it up here. I've just basically kind of attached the power conduit to this wall, and then I can just kind of sort of move it around. Just the record, I cut out about an hour and a half worth of footage on this, just because it was a bit of a knob, basically, because I had to keep taking this apart and redoing bits. I show you a little bit in a sec, where we get to the top floor and have to do the floor. The top level, and I had to do the floor, because basically I couldn't just snap a floor onto this when I got to the top, so I had to then, like, take the elevator out and then, like, put a floor on. But other than that, it's fine. Basically, real pain in the arse, looks good, so it's okay. Also, this settlement, because naturally I can't do anything easy. I gave it, you know, in the recent mod videos and the mods, I've been using that kind of chain link fence with the kind of reinforced wood bits that looks really cool, that I can do really, really super quickly in the CK because I can just dupe areas. I did that manually in the workshop. It was fun. Took hours. Looked cool though. On a note, actually, because I still think a couple of people aren't getting the difference between these two kind of videos. Not in a bad way, I just kind of want to manage expectations. So basically, this will not be a mod, ever, 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 ever. None of my outposts are ever, 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 ever going to be mods. Now, the reason being is because I've got way too many mods to make as it is. I want to do all of the settlements in Fallout 4. That means that I will still be making Fallout 4 mods when Fallout 76 drops, right? And I have to limit myself to just those ones. The point of these videos is because I know a lot of you don't necessarily want me to just make mod videos. So it's kind of like I'm trying to, you know, make everyone happy, effectively. Though that does mean that some of you will be disappointed because this won't be a mod. So sorry if you thought this was going to be a mod. It isn't going to be a mod. The only modded part is literally just I tidied up this area for me, and that's about it. And that's not even a published mod. It's just, you know, on my computer. But yes, I just want to kind of... These are build videos, basically. Because also that means it frees up the settlements, so I can then, you know, actually focus on modding and not building them. Just not mad, people always... I'm still going to probably get comments about it. It's just, it's more like... I feel guilty if someone's, like, excited about, oh, I'm going to get a cool Outpost mod, and it's not an Outpost mod because they've misunderstood what I'm doing, basically. And when Fallout 76 drops, these Outpost videos will then be made in Fallout 76. Anywho... But yes. Oh, a quick shout out to a cool mod, which most of you probably use, especially on PC. I think it's only on PC, actually. So I mentioned in the last Outpost video how I was having a nightmare, and the fact is that my decorations tab had disappeared. Like, utterly disappeared. And I thought it was, you know, unlock 7 objects, because that edits the menu. So I spent about 3 hours yesterday testing around, and eventually led with me disabling all of my mods. And lo and behold... the decorations tab was still gone. Basically, there's a mod called Settlement Menu Manager. It's only on PC, because I think this is only a problem you have on PC, but it might be on Xbox as well. I didn't bother checking. You just Google it. Just search it in your mod menu. And basically, a lot of the mods have dependencies on it anyway for managing the menus, but I didn't realize it also gives your character a holotape. So if you go to MISC, there's a holotape called Settlement Menu Manager holotape, and it's basically there's a button for you to fix your menu, so it just basically makes all of the lost menus come back. So I have my decorations menu now, and I'm really excited because there is so many cool stuff. I couldn't use like most of my cool stuff in the last video, and I was really disappointed. Right, so we've warped up to the top because I'm going to quickly show you how to do the top floor. So this is where I got really confused. I'm like, oh no. So basically, you can actually just take this elevator out. Now you have to do I have to take a load of the stuff off, as you can see, because I have to do the power again, as I just showed you. But you can basically just pop these walls off, and then you snap these shack upper floors on. And this is me just thinking, because I seriously cut out hours worth of me just dicking around like this. That's my life, by the way. This is what I do now. That and paint Necromunda models. Nearly finished the gang, which I'll post pictures when they're finished fully. So now we're upstairs, and we've just snapped a load of floors on. Again, this is me cutting about an hour's worth of footage because I changed how to do the upstairs. So basically, as I've got that shack upper floor over there, I'm able to just snap them back on. As you probably guessed already, I deliberately cut out me rebuilding the tower again, because I doubt you wanted to see me build the tower 4 or 5 times. So basically, in structures, wood and metal, wood, walls, there are these little inner corner with roofs, which I'd never used before, and I was quite giddy at using them, because that's the kind of sad loser I am. And yeah, they actually make the tower look really cool. That floor right there is, by the way, the one we just deleted, is the one that I left when I actually attached the last thing. So basically, it's kind of like a vanilla-looking structure in a lot of ways, but you'll see when we get to the tour, I do add quite a few bits. Also, these shack walls here, I never knew they actually snap to something. So these ones here are actually used for these parts specifically. So today you learned. So basically, I'm just going to add in the roof bits, and that's basically it. And then we will get to the tour. So I'm just going to add... What am I adding? I'll time this properly. Lol. So we've got this weird camp. And then we've got the wee roofs. Use the normal standard wood and metal ones. Right. Tour are coming. Talk to you in a sec. So here we are. Let's have a quick crafty gander. I'm also going to try and make sure I pay attention and not whoop the camera around so fast, because I do have a habit of doing that when I get excited, so sorry about it. So basically, as you can see from a distance, the tower looks quite nice It's quite, kind of just, it works. Now, those staircases, what I had to do was actually build a wee, basically a wee just bunch of stairs to lead up to them, build some floors, and then just kind of manually glitch them in. It took freaking ages. But basically, the reason why I've got those staircases at the bottom is because of the fact that the structure looked quite top-heavy. There are actually supports in the Unlock Summon Objects mod that you can use. I just wanted to use something a bit bigger. But let's have a gander at the walls to see what as a reminder, what I kind of wanted these to feel like is kind of smaller outposts. This one is actually probably a little bit bigger than I would normally make for these kind of things, but I keep getting carried away. And yeah, just something that you would potentially replicate yourself in Fallout 76. As you can see, I did those kind of chain link reinforced fences. This took hours, just the record, because it wasn't done. See, in the creation kit, what I sneakily do is I build a section of wall, then I kind of duplicate it, and then just kind of move it around. But it doesn't once I've made a piece of wall, I can kind of just edit it really quickly. Whereas in the actual workshop, this took ages. But it is quite a nice effect, basically. As you can see, let me just have a quick close gander here. It's just basically just kind of railing supports, some of the junk walls, and it's just basically moved in. It looks really, really, really nice. It's quite a nice effect. If you have the patience to do it, it's quite cool. It's one of my, I don't know what I just killed. It's one of my more satisfying, no, that's not floating. That's actually part of that wall. Fair enough. But it's one of my favourite styles of walls, I think. It just looks quite cool. And I think suits the area quite a bit. So you see, we've got the fog condensers as well. And it's quite grand. We've got my boy Hancock. I actually really like this place because it has this little campground and this little pier. Kind of like wee fishing area. Well, this place you can fish right there. So I quite like it because it really suits. It took me hours to find this actual settlement itself to actually build this here. So basically, I've got a wee bit of defences. Like the last video, I kind of wanted to make good use of traps. So in this instance, those are they are triggered by enemies, and basically we've got. Actually, I think that one might have gone off. Is that broken? I don't know. But basically, we've got one of those Tesla arcs. In this instance, because we've got a bit more space, I've hidden a flamethrower, and it's attached to a siren. And yeah, it's all wired up to this over here, which looks quite cool. And then we've got one in the front as well, the exact same kind of thing. As I said in the last video, I really, really hope traps get a lot more love in Fallout 76. Not only just giving us options to be able to actually add, you know, more subtler traps, like kind of shotguns and tripwires, but also just kind of hope they kind of pay attention to them a little bit more. I was going to put a spring trap there, you know, the one which kind of hits them in the face, but the problem it's got that absolutely massive conduit sticking out the top, and I'm just trying to think why. So basically, I tried to, because it was taking me ages to do the settlement, and I really hadn't done a video in about 7-8 days. So basically, I decided to make sure I didn't over-decorate, because I had to, you know, actually provide you guys content. But basically, I cleaned up these sheds a little bit and just kind of made them look a little bit more natural, so how they might potentially look in Fallout 76. I've got my kind of workshop shed here. I've got my little land-based water purifier. I'll go up into the wee shack in a sec. And there's kind of general storage. I did actually properly forget. I'll kind of blank on how to decorate these so they are maybe a little bit minimal. And a nice little orned area, kind of shaded area for you to put power armor as well. And I put up these. These are actually in the USO mod in resources refillable, in case you don't know where, which are quite cool. You can actually get condensed fog from them as well, which I believe is used for crafting something. I just can't actually for life remember what, but it looks quite cool. So let's start with the main set piece. The set piece? God, what's my voice today? The main set piece is the tower, and I quite like it. So if you again take a look at it, it is maybe a little bit more top heavy than I was intending, but the problem is it's either having it that big or maybe a little bit too small, but it is what it is, so it looks quite nice. It doesn't look as silly as it could potentially. So let's pop upstairs. It's quite a cozy little house, this. I'm quite pleased. Chuffed, even. Now, one thing, actually, I mentioned this in my last video. The one when I did the last outpost, when we were actually at my little kind of back cave, or Lost Boys cave, in Vault 88. So I had actually lost the decorations tab. I'm playing on PC and it completely disappeared. Now, if you're having that problem, a great mod, which I had used, but I didn't realize it had this functionality, is Settlement Menu Manager. And though a lot of you know about it, and you probably have it because a lot of the mods have dependencies requiring it, it does actually also add a holotape to your character. So you just go to MISC, and there's this Settlement Manager holotape. And what it enables you to do is if you're missing any of, you know, for the Decorations tab or the Power tab, you can select an option and it just fixes your menu. It did for me. I literally spent the last, I think, 2 weeks trying to figure out where the decoration tab was. And last night I ended up like manually enabling and disabling mods, and I literally disabled all of them and it was still gone. And eventually I tried that and it worked first time. So yes, if you're missing any menus, it's only PC. It's PC only, but to be honest, I think that is only an issue for PC. So as you can see, it's quite a nice little cozy area. So I know I've already given the tour, but I've got my bed. It's got my beds here, all my stuffs. I'm so glad I got the decorations tab again. Little workout area, little read-ins, storage for my guns and all that shit. I've actually wanted to use. This is in Aslam's workshop decoration pack. Had loads of new stuff like actual like laundry and things like that. So I had to take advantage of those. That cap has moved. Why has that cap moved? Weird. And I got my wee kitchen as well. So it's quite a cozy little place, this. Also the Christmas lights as well. Has a very nice view. I was going to turn it into an actual guard post, but to be honest, I kind of thought it would be more suit, just more of a home, because the main threat here, to be utterly frank, is other than trappers potentially, is going to be, you know, the wildlife. I thought if I was going to live here, I would want to live as high up as possible so I don't get mauled by those weird gecko things. But yes, so here it is. Here is my, I guess I don't know what kind of outpost. I haven't decided. You'll know what I call it. Probably miss my kind of Far Harbour outpost. I quite like it. It's a bit more indicative, I think, of what we're actually going to get in Fallout 76. It's quite nice, actually. I could probably do with a bit more decoration, but to be honest, it was, you know, get a bit carried away. I hope you guys like it. I'm determined to do more videos more regularly, so I think I'm going to maybe break these up a little bit. So that way, for example, I can show you actually how to do some of the fences, things like that, and just generally chop them up into smaller chunks so you can see more building and I can kind of pump out more videos without, you know, spending my entire week doing this. And then there's also the mod, which I haven't even started doing yet, and I'm also painting my Necromunda models. In case you're curious, I will post a link when I've actually finished painting them. Anywho, I will have a new video up soon. You lot enjoy your week. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, all the links in the description, and you take care.